Can a hair transplant save your life? I would have always thought no, but we just got off the phone with a guy that Steve has been helping, Travis, and he kind of said just the opposite. I was honestly kind of shocked. When I started losing my hair, I didn't like it, but I still felt pretty confident, and I definitely wasn't depressed about it. It was just kind of this little bit of a nagging frustration. But Steve's experience was quite different, and so was Travis's. Can you kind of explain a little bit? And I want to have Travis on the channel to tell his story completely. But what was that all about?
So there's different emotions that come out of this hair loss thing. And a lot of that has to do with obviously the person. It has to do with the age. Are they married? Are they not married? Are they young? Are they old? Are they in between? It's interesting to me coming out of losing your hair at 18, being bald at 19, looking around the locker room, playing football, athletics, whatnot, and seeing guys that just didn't do anything to have these full heads of hair. It's like, why did I have to lose my hair? You're completely different. And it makes you feel singled out. It makes you feel different. And as you know, in our culture, there's other things that can make people feel different. It's not fun. You can go to the gym and you can lift more weights, and that's what I did. And you can run faster and try to jump higher and compete more. And you could try to be a nicer person, I guess, so that you can meet someone that you want to date. But there's nothing you can do to get your hair back. And it was a very, very, what Travis said on the call with David and I, was he was in a very dark place. You try the potions and lotions. You try different things out there online. You kind of go through a denial, depends on how you're reacting to the hair loss. But when it really comes down to it, and you're kind of alone somewhere, and you're just looking in the mirror, unfortunately, and you're saying, reality has hit me. I am losing my hair. And the worst part is, it doesn't stop. As far as I'm concerned, where I was in the same kind of group, club, whatever you want to call it, that Travis was in. He was just going on and on. He's so happy now.
I couldn't believe it. It just seems like the most happy, positive guy listening to him. And yet he was telling us that, yeah, he was, without saying it, he basically was like, I was suicidal before I met you guys, and I was talking to you, and he kept emphasizing I was in a really dark place, and he's like, it literally was like flipping a switch when he got his hair back. When he's had one hair transplant, right, and now he's on medication.
Yes, he's had one hair transplant. He's watched the channel for years. He had gone to Dr. McGrath to have his work done. We were confident that he was going to do the job for him. He did a great job. And Travis is a different person. Travis is now the Travis that Travis always wanted to be.
Yeah.
And you could hear it in his voice.
He said he's telling everyone about his hair transplant. He's like totally just out about it. He said, you have a better chance, before I had my hair transplant, you would have a better chance of winning the lottery than of seeing me without a hat on. And I thought that was just totally wild, to go from that kind of trying to hide yourself, trying to cover yourself, to the point where now he's had this hair transplant. And he's like, I tell everybody I've had a hair transplant. I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud of the work that I've had done. That was just awesome to hear, and just hear it in his voice. I think he was on a date when we called him, and he just sounds like he's on top of the world.
Yeah, he just called me in the gym. He's had his first procedure a couple of years ago. I was in the gym. I was telling David I was on declines doing some chest presses. I always answer my phone, or I try to answer my phone. And he was like, hey, do you got a minute? And he just started kind of telling me how much his life has changed. And I'm sitting there like doing these reps, with the headset, while and I'm like getting goosebumps. And he's like, Steve, because a lot of times when they call, they don't want to kind of disclose how dark and deep and depressed they are. And it's embarrassing. Things that are not working for you in life sometimes get embarrassing. We kind of like don't want to talk about it. And Travis is someone that was a genuine person. He's a young guy. I think he is maybe a trucker for a living. In other words, he does long hauls. And he just said, listen, man, I've been in a hat. No one's seen me without a hat for the last 12 years. Wow. And on the call today, and we're actually just sitting here doing some videos. And I said to David, oh, by the way, I got this call. Let me see if he'll pick up the phone. And guess what? He picked up the phone. And it's music to my ears.
One of the other things he said that was just wild to hear is that, and it's the way that I feel, he said the best money I've ever spent in my life was on my hair transplant. He said it was better money spent than on my house. And, he said, I wake up every day and I see myself in the mirror. And that is more important to me and means more to me than the house that I'm in. And I feel like that's just totally true. We only have one body that we're given. You can buy lots of houses, but this is the body that we have. So why not try and spend, as much effort as possible to live in the body that you desire to have, when that's actually possible. I thought it was really beautiful. And it's the first time talking to Travis that I thought, wow, maybe getting a hair transplant can save your life.
I would absolutely say that a hair transplant can be a huge inspiration to your self esteem, to your confidence, to overcome those anxieties about losing your hair. Would it save somebody's life? I don't know where I'd be right now. I fought hard. I wore a wig from age 23 to 30, and I ended up being okay. So the inspiration today, thank you, Travis, for that phone call, is if Steve Cook made it through all that with the plugs and the scalp reductions and the wigs, and I mean, I'm sitting next to David DiMuzio. It's pretty tough company, but you know what? I'm feeling pretty good about this right now.